Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of a brand new series of Julia Donaldson and Friends. I'm Julia, and today's story is this one, The Magic Paintbrush. It's one of my favourite stories, one of my earliest stories, and it's got absolutely gorgeous illustrations by Joel Stewart. And you're going to meet Joel later on in the programme. He's going to do some drawing for you. But before that, I've got something to show you. As you probably know, I really like acting my stories, not just reading them. And a few years ago, Malcolm and I put on a show at the Edinburgh Fringe. And the show had a lot of stories in it, and one of them was this one, The Magic Paintbrush. So now you're going to watch a film of that performance.
Shen! Oh, where is that daughter of mine? Never here when I need her. Shen!
Coming!
Go and catch some shrimps, Shen. Go and catch some fish. Go and gather oysters to fill the empty dish.
Shen sits on the seashore. A stick is in her hand. She sits there drawing pictures in the sand. She draws a flower, a flying fish. She draws a boat at sea, a hen, a hare, a dancing dog, a weeping willow tree. The waves roll in and wash away the pictures in the sand. But on a rock there sits a man. A brush is in his hand. He looks around. He calls to Shen.
Come here.
He whispers.
Hush! We don't want all the world to know about the magic brush.
He slips the brush into her hand and tells her...
Now be sure, never to paint for wealthy folk, but only for the poor.
Shen? Did you catch some shrimps, Shen? Did you catch some fish? Did you gather oysters to fill the empty dish?
No fish, no shrimps, no oysters.
Shen laughs and runs inside. She paints inside the pot, then waits until the paint has dried.
Oh, the pot is full of shrimp, Shen. The pot is full of fish. The pot is full of oysters to fill the empty dish.
The village people hear the news. Into the house they crush. The young and old all want to see Shen and her magic brush. She paints.
A melon for a boy.
And for a child, a fan.
A bird cage for a woman.
And a ladder for a man.
The melon.
What a miracle.
Okay. The fan.
Oh, good like a fan.
The bird cage.
That's wonderful. I love it.
And the ladder. The ladder.
And soon, the news spreads far and wide, and people stand in queues for blankets and for buffaloes, for hats and coats and shoes, spreads over fields of rice and over desert sands, until at last, inside Shen's house, the powerful emperor stands.
I order you to paint a tree and make it very big. Instead of leaves, paint golden coins, 100 on each twig.
Shen shakes her head.
Your Majesty, I promise to be sure, never to paint for wealthy folk, but only for the poor.
The emperor scowls and stamps his foot. He tells her,
We shall see. Perhaps a spell inside a cell will help you paint my tree.
No!
now Shen sits in a prison upon a cold stone floor. She waits there till the emperor opens the prison door. He holds the magic paintbrush. He orders,
Paint that tree. Paint me my tree of golden coins, and then you shall go free.
Shen takes the brush and bowing low says,
Gracious Majesty, come back here in the morning and you shall have your tree.
That night, the emperor lies in bed and dreams about his tree while Shen is busy painting. A door, and then a key. The key turns in the prison lock, and Shen stands free outside. She jumps upon a horse's back and swiftly starts to ride.
Where are my coins?
The emperor cries.
Where is my golden tree? Who stole the magic paintbrush? Who let the girl go free?
He jumps upon his fastest horse and gallops after Shen over the fields and desert sands to get her back again.
It's Shen! It's Shen! She's back again!
The neighbours gather round. But Shen is busy painting while distant hoofbeats sound. She paints a mighty river, a river deep and wide. The Emperor of China stops on the other side. The Emperor scowls and shakes his fist. His face is hard and grim.
Your brush may paint a river, but this emperor can swim.
But Shen is busy painting. A beast with scales and claws. Its scarlet wings are open. And flames curl from its jaws.
The dragon needs a tail, my lord, and then it will be real. Yes, then it will be roaring and ready for a meal. Now shall I paint that dragon's tail? Or would you rather go?
The magic brush is ready. The emperor cries out,
No!
He turns around and mounts his horse and rides away from Shen. She takes the magic paintbrush and starts to paint again. She paints a mound of golden rice and cakes like little moons and drums and flutes till all the streets ring out with merry tunes. The sun goes down. the moon comes out and shines as bright as day, while Shen and all the villagers dance the night away.
I hope you enjoyed that performance. I think the magic tricks were quite good, weren't they? Well, I expect you recognised me as the storyteller and Malcolm as the wicked emperor. And the other people that you've just seen were my sister Mary. She was Shen's mother. Shen herself was acted by our friend Joanna Hutt. The man on the rock was James Huntington, and we had a director for that show called Peter Morris. Well, now it's time to hand you over to Joel Stewart. He's going to do some drawing for you. I don't even know what he's going to draw. I wonder if he'll have a magic paintbrush. Let's see.
Thanks, Julia. I'm Joel, and I'm here on my houseboat. I wanted to show you from the outside, but it's too cold. It's freezing cold. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to draw Shen, if I can remember. It's been quite a while since I tried to draw her. So let's see how I get on, and you can have a go as well. Right, apologies for my grubby hands. In winter on a boat, you use a lot of coal and end up covered in coal. So for this drawing, I am using a Japanese brush pen, which is similar to the kind of brush that Shen is using in the book, but she's using a Chinese brush, which I believe sometimes are made out of wolf hair. This one is a plastic one. It actually is quite difficult to draw with a brush. I'm certainly not very used to it, and I used a dip pen nib for the original drawings, but I thought here I would try to use something more like what Shen is actually using in the brush. And Shen draws in the air in the story for her drawings to come to life, and with a brush it can feel a bit like you're drawing in the air. If you press too hard, the line gets very thick, so you can do all sorts of different kinds of lines, but you have to be very careful how hard you press and the way that you move, and everything is very sensitive. So although this drawing is going okay, it's not the first one I tried. I had to try a few times, and it can be challenging. Here I'm using a Chinagraph crayon, which is just a big square soft black crayon, and it's a good way to put a lot of big shading down very quickly. And I don't think I used that in this book, but it's very good when you have to do a drawing very quickly, and it's nice to have something that gives thick marks like this. Putting a little bit of background so there's not so much white space everywhere. And in a moment, here I'm drawing the brush. I'm recording this sound separately because it's almost impossible for me to draw and talk at the same time. So there's Shen's Chinese brush, and now I'm going to speed up. Magically, I'm speeding up the film because I don't have time to show you the speed it took originally. So here I'm drawing the dragon, which is what Shen uses to scare the emperor away in the story. You might notice that the dragon actually looks rather like the emperor. He also, with his big moustache there, looks a bit like I look at the moment, because during lockdown I haven't had a haircut or a beard trim. But if you were drawing Shen obviously you could draw whatever you like, whatever you want to come to life. And also, Shen is hard to draw, so I would draw. Just go straight in like she would and draw whatever you want to come to life. Dragons are fun. In the story, I never drew the whole dragon because then it would have come to life, and that would have been a problem for everybody. So Shen only threatens the Emperor with a dragon that will come to life, and he runs away. Even though he's in the drawings, he's sort of running away from himself because she's drawn the dragon as a portrait of him. And here we go. I am nearly finished, I think. Yeah, a little bit of shading, and there we go. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, Joel. Oh, I wonder what you'd paint if you had a magic paintbrush. I'm going to think about that one myself. Well, that's all for today, but I do hope you'll join me next week when the story is going to be about a storytelling character. It's Tiddler, and Axel Scheffler is going to be drawing some pictures for you. So goodbye till then.